now that we're in the BIOS here, we can see all the device information, confirming the core count, the model numbers of everything, and the BIOS version and all that. We do have the advanced settings as well, and we can see all the information for a little bit of the memory and the controller. Under security, we do have secure boot, which is not activated. But if you are going to play games that do need secure boot like Battlefield 6, and yes, I know what I just said, Battlefield 6, you want to have this turned on. And yes, we will be looking at Battlefield 6 later in the benchmark, so stay tuned for that. So go ahead and get that turned on if you want that. It does have TMP 2.0, so you can install any version of Windows 11. And this is where you can change your boot order. I always recommend changing your USB to the first boot, so then you will never have this problem again of not getting into the BIOS. You could just plug in your USB and you're good to go. But we'll go ahead and get out of the BIOS here, and let's go ahead and go into the installation for Windows 11 LTSC. All right, and here into the Windows 11 LTSC, you have your language drop-downs, keyboards. You can just click next a bunch of times if you just want to leave it on English. Just click on the Windows 11 install and give it a second. Now, the difference between LTSC and LTSS in, the in version has a little bit more with the EU and some of the compliance-related things there, plus it has no media encoding, codecs, or anything installed preemptively. The regular version of LTSC is going to be your most compatible version, and will find better compatibility / performance with it, unless you don't need the codec stuff, in which case, depending on what this is going on to, you can just click the N and it'll be fine. It'll use less resources. For the sake of this video, let's go ahead and do the regular version of Windows 11. Next, it's going to search for all the hard drives you have plugged in, and it will show your USB as well. Now, you can see here there's a absolute ton of partitions, and then you can see another partition for disk 1 for Ventoy for my USB. You want to make sure you don't accidentally clear your USB, but go ahead and clear out and delete all the partitions for the for disk 0, and there's going to be 6 of those, and it will take a minute, but it'll get done. Once it's completed, you want to create a brand new partition from the disk 0, and then that'll take a moment for that to catch up. And then once that's completed, it'll highlight on partition 3, which is the largest one, and then you're going to want to go ahead and click next. Tell it to go ahead and install, and you'll just wait for it to complete. Now, we're going to go ahead and skip ahead here to where we can go and look at comparatively between LTSC and the Home Edition of Windows. Now here we're going to go ahead and look at the programs that are installed. You can see it's vastly smaller than what Windows Home Edition had. Next, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you that it is running LTSC Enterprise. Then lastly, we're going to look at the Task Manager real quick, just as a quick glimpse. We have 3.3 gigs of RAM used, and here's a side-by-side. We have dramatically less RAM. The CPU is running less on the gigahertz.